Hey guys, welcome back. It is your favorite Gimp with a Limp, and I'm here with a Kickstarter worth checking out. This is 1943 to 1945, When the Americans Come, an easy and fast small board game about World War II in North Africa and Southern Europe. This is currently going on. It's at about 5,000, so it's small Kickstarter, about 100 backers, and only 19 days left to go. So it's going into the next month. I've looked over this already, and I actually found this because my boy Kev had posted about it on Facebook. Posted a little blurb letting people know about it. And I think that's one of the problems that they made here. They made a mistake with this. And I'm not saying anything about the game or the company per se, but I don't think they did enough reaching out, enough publicity. There should have been a little bit on the back end because there's no videos with this. There's no video to start. Right. And then if we scroll through, there are absolutely no reviews. And I'm not saying they had to send it to me or anyone I know or anything like that, but you got to have some type of playthrough, some type of someone saying something about your game to help get the word out there. Just for that, just for the marketing alone, that is worth the cost of a prototype or two to get it out. And plus, we ship these prototypes around. So if you have 2 or 3 made, you can get, 9, 10 reviews out there by passing those around from different reviewers. We don't mind. We do it all the time. We ship them around. So I really think they dropped the ball on that by not getting enough information out there so people know about their game. They need to know. They need to see reviewers talking about it. All right, but to do what we usually watch a video, no video, so we'll look at the pledge levels, and it's not an expensive game. So you can do the, pledge for outward reward, blah, blah, blah. And the only other backing is $30, right? $29, $30, 30 euros or $30, roughly the same thing. And that's just for one standard copy of the game. So it's not an expensive game by any means. And I think, if I remember right, shipping is free to the local area, which I believe is Italy. And then, based everywhere else, $10, $20. We'll scroll to the bottom and take a look at it. It says, at the end of 1942, with Operation Torch, large American forces poured into the Western Mediterranean. In a short time, thanks to their efforts, Italy was ousted from the conflict, and the Allies returned to European continent, definitely arresting the expansion of the Axis. This game allows you to recreate events which took place in the following months and years between 1943 and 1945, when this area became the epicenter of some of the most bloody battles of World War II. So it's Northern Africa, Southern Italy, and all the battles that were taking place in there. All right, so we'll go over the basics of the game because, again, we're not being able to see how it plays in action. I really wish they had done that. The player takes his reinforcement cubes and places them on any position on the game board controlled by its forces. So that's what these circles are, and these cubes represent your forces. He can exchange cubes with specialized forces like tanks, fighters, and airborne, and so on. All right, so the cubes represent generic forces, but then you can replace those generic forces with specific forces, tanks, aircraft, troops. All right, and I think it's kind of rock, paper, scissors effect. You'll see as we scroll down through here. Then he can move his forces along the positions connected by white lines to attack the enemy. So you see, here's the position where those 4 cubes were, switched out a couple for tanks and aircraft, and you can use those to move. Some can head down this way, some can go along this way over to where the enemy forces are located. To fight, he rolls a die for each cube engaged in combat with a roll of 6 and inflicts a loss to the enemy. But it changes up depending on what type of forces. If there are also tanks and fighters, the dice roll to inflict losses is lower, so it's hits on 5 or 6. If there's also a fighter, a roll of a 4, 5, or 6 is enough. So you add tanks, 5 or 6. You add tanks and fighters, 4, 5, or 6. So it's that thing about you want to have combined arms so you do better in combat. I like this. Fighters can support combat or bomb only if the target is within their operating range. So Obviously, aircraft don't have to be specifically located there. They can fly around, hit different areas. And this is checked with the ruler. So you can see here's where the aircraft are located. And then everything within that range can be hit by that bomber. Okay. Both players can use ship transports to move their forces from a friendly port to another. Allies can also land forces in the enemy positions. Other rules cover retreat, pursuit, fall of Italy, overlord, events, U-boot, gotta love U-boot, best game ever, airborne drops, and other things. Don't forget, U-boot is Kevin's favorite game all time. Definitely ask him about it. At the end of the 8th turn, the player who controls the most of the positions with the orange star wins the game. So there's victory locations. You want to control those areas. Shows what all comes in this. It says it's going to be a Kickstarter only. So we got the box, the air ruler, 12 markers for different things, turn, admin markers, and the like. 30 counters, which looks like it's the array of airborne, tanks, planes, ships, all that type of stuff. 3 wooden sticks, which I didn't see what they're supposed to be used for, and the cubes, which represent the forces themselves, the generic forces. And then there's chits for specific events. Should be a mounted board. Yep, mounted board showing the tip here of Northern Africa, and then Sicily, southern part of Italy, and then a little bit into Europe up here. So nice map. I gotta say, I think the map looks actually pretty good, and there's a fair amount of areas to fight over. Actually, can we scroll in a little bit here? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. And it looks like this star, 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 and only one here in Africa. So it looks like most of the areas you want to control are north of Italy. There's a couple in Italy, and then there's one here, Tunis in Africa, that you want to control. Those are the victory control points. Other than that, just comes with dice, player aid, and a small rulebook. The game is only available on Kickstarter. There will be no retail version. Only a few copies will be available on the website. If funded, the game will be produced entirely in Italy. Cool, no problem with that. The shipping costs are calculated according to current prices. Delivery is pretty close, but if the prices should increase, I will ask you to pay the difference. Let's hope that doesn't happen. That I don't like. Once you charge shipping, you charge shipping. Don't nickel and dime your people. I think that's another mistake. It's like either wait and charge shipping at the end once you're getting ready to ship, right? And just be done with it and charge whatever shipping is at the time, which honestly is what I think he should do, rather than charging now and then saying, well, if it's gone up, you're going to have to pay some more. If it goes down, do we get a refund? No? Okay, well then don't do this. Wait. And then charge shipping. That's the best part. And plus, there's no chance for that shipping money to be used in a manner that it's not supposed to be used in, as other companies have done. So just wait on it. Don't have to charge it now. It says for American customers, the shipping will be done by Quarter Deck Games, our partner for the U.S. European customers, our partner is Sounds of the Drums. In Italy, will be shipped by DHL by me. Customers who live in Turin can come and pick up the game directly at my house and get shipping money back. That's a man who is confident in his customer base. Hey, come to my house, have a beer. We'll play the game maybe. Honestly, I like the look. I like the map. I think it looks nice. I think it's a nice beer and pretzels type game from what I can see. Obviously, I can't play the game out. I don't know the rules, so I can't say 100%, but I do kind of like the idea of combined arms, the generic forces, switching those generic forces out for better forces, and going after certain victory locations. I think it's a decent little war game. Obviously fast playing, something I would like to try out. I think he did drop the ball though by not having a prototype or two made just so he could get some review videos up. Like I said, doesn't have to be me, it could be anybody. But hopefully this video will help get him some more previews, some more coverage, so people who might not have heard about it can have a chance to back it if they would like. And something I always appreciate is if a Kickstarter passes over into the next month, right? Because maybe you can't afford it this month, but you can afford it next month. Try to have it, start midway through one month and finish into the next month. That way someone's got a pay period in between. And if they didn't have the funds, maybe they'll have it later. Give people the chance to buy it. But anyway, that's it. 1943, 1945, When the Americans Come. Nice looking little game. I like the look. From what I can see, if I find out more, I'll definitely let you guys know. But if you're interested, it's only $30 plus whatever the shipping's going to be. So it's not a huge expenditure. It is worth the risk, I would say. If you lose out the 30, it's not that big of a deal. And there is plenty of time left for it to fund. Generally, games like this will either fund in the first couple of days or in the last couple of days. So I anticipate this one will probably finish its goal in the last couple of days. Oh, and it doesn't look like there's any stretch goals now that I think about that as well. So no stretch goals. Yeah. Well, at least this way, you're not missing out on anything. It's just base game is what it is. So y'all check it out if you are interested. That's going to be it for me on this one. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next one.